So this structure here was used in the early days to contain slides from talks. So the idea was that you would present a talk on a presenter board here, and that the slides of the talk would be available here, partly as a spatially based way for asking questions or being able to review the slides from a talk on your own time. Didn't really work out, and now this thing is sitting here, so why not use it for something else? So here's the idea. So at the moment there's a fixed number of boards actually in the world. That's fine. But it also would be useful to be able to, on an ad hoc basis, extend the number of boards and add new areas into the world in some sort of easily accessible way using places. So in any game there can be multiple places. At the moment there's just a single place. I guess that's the default. When you make a new experience / game in Roblox, it has a single place. But you can add more places in here. Those places, since they're under the same game, share data stores, for example. And I think moving between places within a game is faster than moving between servers of different games. I haven't spent a lot of time doing that, so I'm not sure about that, but I imagine that's probably true. Okay, so if we want to extend, say, this world on an ad hoc basis, here's a scenario, right? You're sitting here having an organizational meeting like we were earlier, and you run out of boards, or some subgroup decides to go off and work on a slightly different thing. Maybe there isn't an obvious place here to do it. So why not make this a portal which you can go through, and when you do, you're in something that looks very much like this world, but is a sort of little pocket universe with boards in it and something else relevant perhaps. With persistent boards, you write on them and then you pop back through the portal, and that will stay there. So the binding between this portal and that little ad hoc world that got created perhaps when you walked through this for the first time is permanent. And then you can go back and it sort of stays there forever from that point. Now all of that is possible with the Teleport Reserve Server, I think it's called. Reserve Server, yeah. Okay, so if I understand this correctly, what this will do, let's see. That's after you, yeah. So you can ask TeleportService to reserve a private server version of a given place ID. So within TRS, maybe there's multiple templates. So the templates would be the things that are spawned, copies of which are spawned when you walk through these portals. So we reserve one of those. That code is then stored into a data store that's sort of remembered as the destination associated to that portal. And then we can just call teleport to private server using that place ID and that code whenever somebody walks through this, just as we do with the existing teleports. So that's the idea. And then, well, those worlds could contain their own stacks, and in that way, you can extend. Any player with sufficient privileges can sort of extend the world in a useful way without having to necessarily be able to open up Roblox Studio and do it. Okay, so that's the idea that I'm going to try and implement a basic version of right now. Any comments, questions?
So there are experiences, places, and then private servers. Are those like 3 different levels? I'm trying to like understand. Like an experience can have multiple places.
Yeah, now that you asked the question, I think there's an aspect of this I'm fuzzy on, but right, so an experience can have multiple places, and then you can teleport within them. It's basically just like zones. That's the analogy they give. on the web page.
Okay.
Private servers, I would have thought, were private instances of an experience and not of a particular, well, I mean, when you go to make a private server, you don't pick a place, or maybe I'm not actually clear on whether these pages are like pages for places or pages for games, to be completely honest. So this here, is this a game or a place?
Okay, nobody understands it.
Nobody what?
I said nobody understands it.
Okay. So when I make a private server, it's like of a game.
Is it
right?
Is it just like if you haven't done anything with places, there's just the default places, just whatever you've set up, and then the servers are just based on that default place?
Yeah, for example, there was for a long time another place within the Rising Sea, which was yeah, I'm always a bit scared to do this. Let me try. So let me grab, well, maybe that's a good way to start. So I'll mess around with the terrain for the Rising Sea. Okay, let's try this. So file. Okay, this is gonna break something. I'm so scared. I can publish it to itself as an additional place, and then I'll get this wrong. Right. So when you publish the game, I mean, I could have just clicked publish, but I clicked publish as, so that's a way of making a copy. And here
You get to hear you clicked on the experience called the Rising Sea, and now we're looking at a sub menu which has the Rising Sea as a place.
That's right. So if I go add new and then create, yeah, I'm too scared. Let me make a new one. I think that should work. But this is also full of scripts and stuff, so I'd rather make something fresh.
There's got to be like an example of like what this is intended for.
Well, it's intended for game zones, right? Like zone 1, zone 2, zone 3.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Like, I don't know, what, Diablo, pick any game, you walk from area to area and something loads up, and it's not exactly like completely open world like some modern games are, right?
Right. So you you walk into the boss lair, and then there's a cutscene, and you're actually like teleported into a different place, essentially.
That's right. And then if you were to walk back through the doorway or whatever, you'd, in some sense, be in a completely different zone.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay, so let's try this. So I think this should be inside. Yeah. Alright, so if I think I'm now looking at the Rising Sea. It's open in two different.
So wait, I wasn't watching. What did you do up to this point?
I've made a new world and published it as an extra place into the Rising Sea.
Okay.
Now I think I have two different windows open looking at two different places within one game. But,
Right, yep.
So if I go settings, see I'm looking at the Rising Sea stuff, right?
That's what, and then if you go places.
Yeah, okay.
Right, so by default it's called Mini Unis Place number 17.
So that seems okay. So let's call it Pocket.
So if you... Is this published? Yeah.
Seems so. Whoop.
I think you clicked on that file.
Yeah, that is definitely not what I want.
So, wait, can you go to the Rising Sea page on Roblox?
Yeah, just a second. Let me publish it again to be sure. Why didn't it change the name? Oh, it's just okay. So there's configure this place and also configure this experience. They're not the same thing. So let me see if I can. How would I get to that place directly? Maybe there's no way necessarily to access it via the web.
Can you go to, like if you go to create on the main Roblox page, like on roblox.com, if you hit create, yeah, so you got experiences and places. There was a drop down for more places at the bottom.
Yeah, I don't know what order this is in. I don't see it there.
Oh, you need to look under Meta Uni if you created it under that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But I think from Studio, you can click like the 3 dots and then click Show Places or something.
I mean, it shouldn't show up
go
here, right?
Yeah, go to Create. It's pretty weird. Go to Create and then Group Creations, and then you can go to Places.
Ah, very good. Pocket. Okay, excellent.
Did it have its own page? Like if you click on Pocket there, that just takes you right.
No,
So
no, it's
That's not. I think that's just the URL like label.
so if I
what
go.
if you play that? Yeah.
No.
And moved you back, but you gotta restart the stream.
Thanks. Maybe we should just move it into TRS since that's going to happen again. Yep, let's do that.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, sorry about that.
Where do you configure like this is the first place that you go to for this experience?
Yeah, that I think I know. Let's see. A starting place somewhere. Yeah, there we go.
All right, because there's a spawn thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's in game settings.
Yeah.
I'll do some Googling.
That would be faster, yeah.
Oh, they removed it.
Yeah, I seem to remember there was a starting place thing somewhere. Okay.
Ben, you weren't here before. We were, and maybe you can answer this. We were wondering, like, how these servers or private servers relate to the places or relate to the experiences. Like, the servers seem to be based on a particular place. Is that correct? Because the confusing part is you seem to be able to create a server for an experience, but is that just like making a server based on the like default place or the first place or something?
Are you talking about with TeleportService or with like creating a private server from the website?
Yeah, well, are those different concepts?
Yeah, with I think so. I'm not completely sure, but I didn't fully understand your question, to be honest.
Maybe I
But
can.
with teleport service, oh sorry, go on.
Well, I think I can. If he doesn't mind, re-ask the question. So, when we make a private server on the web page, it's of a game, it seems, or maybe of the starting place only. It's not clear to me there's any way outside of teleport service to make a private server of a place, whereas of a particular place, whereas teleport service seems to allow you to do that, or at least that's what we're going to try and do, right?
Yeah, the only way to put people into places with teleport service.
Mm-hmm. Good morning.
Oh, it's like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep in a minute.
What time is it?
Oh, 20 past 1 a.m. I missed the meta-uni event, I just didn't realize it was happening. Wish I couldn't go.
Yeah, the schedule's been changing a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Why does sometimes it say publish and sometimes it says publish to Roblox? The name seems to change.
Depending on whether or not it's already linked to some thing on Roblox or if it's just a local file, I'm guessing.
Okay, so what am I going to do? Now it exists. How do I actually get its ID? And for teleport service, I need place ID. I usually grab that from a URL, but that's surely the actual game ID. Ah, that's easy. Okay. Now I can have both that and the other parent world open. Seems so. Okay, come here, teleport.
What are you working on?
We're going to make walking into these portal things on this stack here. Make a private server, teleport to you, and teleport you to it, and then make this a permanent link to that private server, so that you can have little rooms for particular purposes with boards that are persistent and so on.
Okay. So each room is a separate place.
That's right. A private server, they may be the same place, like different private server copies of one place. Should be possible now.
Yeah. Yeah. But if it's not, you can also, I guess, I mean, you could do it from just one place, but you'd have to like load an entirely different workspace and stuff, depending on how this was joined.
Okay, so let's just do the gross version first.
Why are we accessing data source service?
We need to store the access code that identifies this unique... I mean, if teleport service is used to create the private server, then to get back to it, the only way is to remember this access code, as far as I understood it.
Oh, right, yeah. is a dev hub using 2-letter
Hey,
names for servers?
why is
Why is
what?
a dev hub using 2-letter names for
Yeah,
services?
right. That's bad. That's interesting. Why not just check it to see if it's nil? Okay. Oh, surely that's already there, yeah. Okay.
Oh, you'll need to get data star and then use get async on that.
Oh, thank you, yeah. That's...
Okay, I need to go to sleep. Good luck.
Sure, see ya.
See.
That's our convention for data store names. Things are just, it's like metaboard for the other one, right? Metapocket. Okay, and then we need to put some way to get back. The number was different. I think it was the actual number for the place. So that page was a specific page. 846500. Yeah. Okay, that's worth knowing. Okay, let's try. Teleports don't work in studios. Okay. So far, so good. Obviously, it would be better if it popped you back in front of the stacks there. There is a way to pass data along with a teleport. I'm not exactly sure.
What is that?
Yeah, it's like some rendering artifact. It'll go away.
Okay.
Yeah. So that worked. Yeah, I wonder...
Wait, are you going to go back and see if the eye is still there? Or?
Oh, I didn't make it persistent. Did I?
No.
Yeah.
I thought there was a persist ID on it.
That was... Was it? I forget. I didn't make a persist ID a second ago. So maybe that was... Yeah, it was too. Oh, I shouldn't have been a coward. I should have just done it, huh? I wonder what key it's storing it under. I think it should detect it's a private server and base the key off that. Hey, there it is. Okay, that was almost boring how well it worked. So let's see. Can we pass something when we call teleport service? Returns the teleport data the player arrived into the place with. Okay. What's that? Returns the teleport data the local player arrived in a place with. It can only be used on the client and can be called at any time. The following snippet would send the data model place ID and data model job ID in a dictionary, passing the teleport data in a teleport options instance using blah. Ah, okay. All right. I don't know what that is. Ah, okay. Yeah. Okay, so what I need to do is, if a player comes in, then we can look to see if they have teleport data, and if it was one of the place IDs linked to on the stacks, then I just move them to in front of... I should store the job ID.
What's the difference between the job ID and the place ID?
The place ID is, I mean, there could be multiple copies of that place as private servers, right? I mean, for instance, if you have many players in a game, but that will be unique. So I could even put them back in front of the particular portal they went through, right? But the code I've written so far doesn't get the job ID, just the code.
What is the code? What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just this thing that comes from TeleportService.
Yeah, maybe it is the job ID.
Well, where do you reuse it? In
Here.
Right. And what is that? What is that?
It's a code returned by by that function.
It's literally what's defined.
Yeah, that's right. I think so.
Reserved server access code. What?
Yeah. How would I get the job ID?
Well, you can get it once you're there, right?
Yeah, but then, well, actually, you can communicate between places using message service, right? So it could, that player could tell the server.
But these teleport options or settings or whatever they are, this gets passed to the teleport private server function, right?
Yeah.
But when you go back to the main place, you're not teleporting to a private server.
No, but I can use teleport service, and where? And if I pass teleport data, then this I can just check for any player spawning into the server. For players that just loaded in normally, this will be nothing. Or maybe if they come from the hub, it'll be the hub. And in particular, if it's a place ID of one of these pockets, then I'll be able to tell that they return to this world from the pocket.
Oh, so you set this data when you leave
That's right.
the Rising Sea, and then you can see it when they come back.
No, this would be set, a priori, it would be set in the pocket before they teleport back to TRS from the pocket. That's where I imagine this happening. But we could also set it the other way.
How do you get back to TRS?
There's at the moment a teleport that's put in there by hand to do that.
Right. But, so could you open the script inside that?
Sure. That place ID is just TRS.
Oh, so that's where you can put in teleport data.
That's right, yeah.
So from there, can't you just grab the job ID? Because that's within the private server, right?
That's right. But if I want to put them back in front of suppose in the stacks there were multiple copies of that place. Mm-hmm. So that whole row were copies of that one pocket. Then if I go into this one, I want the teleport back to pass along some information that allows me to know exactly this one. Oh, I guess I could pass it when I open the server, and then the server could remember it and pass it back, right?
Doesn't that game, when you walk into that portal in Pocket and you call game.jobid, isn't that the job ID associated to that private server only?
Yeah, that's correct. But before I teleport in there, I don't have any way to know that. So that when I come back, how does it know? Anyway, I don't need to do that. I can just pass teleport. I can pass this teleport data both ways, and that'll be just as good. So I don't need to worry about these job IDs, I believe.
Okay. Oh, right. Is what you're saying, that even if you passed back the right job ID, the TRS server doesn't know what that job ID is associated to, which portal it is.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
But if I pass along what?
Just the coordinates, or you could just pass the object itself, which is the portal.
Pass the object. You're so brave. Yeah. You think that's going to work? Okay.
I have no idea.
That's courage. I like it. I would be too much of a coward to do this if nobody was watching. Okay, so what am I going to do here? I also want to pass... Oh, but can I pass teleport data with Yeah, I can. I saw that in the docs. Teleport. Place ID, reserve server, access code, players, spawn name. Oh. Yes, please. Is that in... I'll just do that, right? Is that in teleport async, the general one?
Which direction does teleport async do?
It does all of them. What? It's kind of weird.
So then you pass the name of the teleport location or the spawn location into the teleport options,
And then
you go.
That's right. And then you'll spawn at that one. Yeah, whatever. I think I won't bother using that.
Wait, you won't bother doing what?
Well, I thought I could do it going the other way as well, right? So
Going which way?
from the pocket to TRS.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So from TRS to pocket, you throw in the spawn location name.
But then I don't really need to. Oh, yeah, for on the way back. That's right. Yeah. But then I can see in teleport to private server this spawn name.
Oh, is that only in teleport to private server?
Yeah, I think the
Okay.
the
It's
other
not the
one
other.
doesn't seem to have it. I mean, well, I don't need to use teleport async. I could just use teleport, which is the old kind of deprecated thing. Oh.
Teleport party async could be interesting. It's like a group of people.
Yeah. Teleport to place instance. Teleport to spawn by name. Oh, yeah.
What is an instance?
I don't know.
So we get experiences, places, servers, and instance.
I think an instance seems like it's probably a thing with a job ID, I would guess. Okay, I guess this is what I want to do, right? Yeah, well, that's not quite true, is it? Because I can't just pass a spawn name unless teleport options has this hidden.
Yeah, maybe it's more like you just combine whatever you want into teleport options and then manually move yourself to the spawn location or something.
Yeah, that's fine, except I'm lazy.
So you still need to use the teleport options to get the data of which spawn location from
Yeah,
TRS to pocket.
right. Okay, so where is this? This is in the pocket. It just looks this up at the time, right? So, get local player teleport data. Is this a script? This is a script. I can only do this in a local script. What to do? Well, most of this can go into a local script. The only thing that can't be in a local script is the teleporty part, I guess. Okay. just have a remote event to do that, I guess. Seems
Wait,
weird.
what?
Oh, well, the part that gets the teleport data needs to be in a local script, but I think teleport service should be called from a script, right? Otherwise, clients could just...
Wait, the part that gets the teleport data, what's that?
It's a local script. I'll just try it.
As in gets the spawn location?
Receiving the information from TRS, that can only happen in the teleport data, which is in a local script. Let's just see what happens if I think, I can't see it in the docs, but I think teleport service probably doesn't work in a... So here I can look up...
Wait, so the teleport data you want is just which portal you're going through,
That's right.
or the associated spawn location.
That's right.
And the server can't recognize that.
Well, it can't call this get teleport setting. What? Oh, okay. There's get teleport setting, and then there's get local player teleport data. There's no reason to use this. I'm stupid. I should just use this. Okay. Well, let's do this again, because that's fun. Okay.
Wait, is crouching?
It's nothing. It's just a random thing in the example code.
Alright.
Name, place ID, spawn name, player. Oh, you can call it from the client, apparently. Teleport data. Yeah. Oh, wait, what? What's the difference between teleport options and teleport data? Well, anyway, I don't... Where am I? I'm in the pocket. I think I don't need to pass this, right? Anymore.
Don't you just want to say where to spawn from or something?
Yeah, exactly. So this is enough, right? Okay, what if origin spawn wasn't set?
That's just like if someone joins the normal way rather than from a pocket.
Yeah, so I should just call it spawn location, I guess.
The way to you can do. I know you're being like careful. You can do like origin spawn equals origin spawn or spawn location.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Or on the line above, just put or spawn location.
Yeah. I always think that's cool when I see people do it, and then I never remember. Okay. Good. Now what did I have to do in TRS? I have to pass along... Oh, I'm blanking. Need to pass along the spawn location as extra data, yeah. So settings. Why? Still only on the client. Well, given that I now believe the teleports work on this client, I guess I'll do it again. Because this is dignified. Okay. So then I should do this on the client as well. Alright. Guess I want this to be not on or something, right? Otherwise, where's enable? Yeah. Well,
I didn't think I stepped away for a second. Sorry.
yeah, no problem. Okay. Is there anything else to be done? I think I'll move this. What? I have to say I don't really understand the lock tool. That is not what I expected to happen.
Did you unlock everything in the game?
Is that what that does?
So there's like, yeah, there's two forms of it. You can either use it as a tool and like click things to unlock and lock them, or you can unlock everything.
But this is a model.
Right.
It shows me to lock it there. But, oh, now it works. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm confused, but that's okay. So this should just unlock this thing, right? Presumably.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Seems to work.
Although you might have just unlocked everything in that model.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, alright. It's life.
I mean, you know how to alt-click to select objects inside of a model?
I do not know that. That's amazing. Alt
That's a
click.
life changer.
Oh yeah. Wow, really? Okay, you're a model. If I alt click
So you
the...
hold Alt and then click.
Oh my god. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. That makes me very happy, thank you.
Wait until you see what Shift Alt Click does.
Really? No.
And nothing. I have no idea.
You're trolling me. You're taking advantage of my childlike enthusiasm. Okay. I don't think we actually need all these. Now, what was the other thing that was in there? Yeah. I might put you back later. Okay. Come on. Oh, it's still got some model stuff. Yeah, okay. If I set your primary part, will that kill it? Yeah, good. Alright. Alright. Be prepared for error messages. Oh. Okay. So, I don't think it's because it's too thin. I think it's just that touched event is not working properly on the client or something. I don't understand why this is inside there. If not, oh, there, okay, right. There's probably some shortcuts. Oh, there's no shortcut for play here. That's terrible.
I set that to F4. It's really helpful.
Oh, can I do that on a Mac?
Oh. Yeah, so go to File. And I assume it's in Advanced. And then Customize Shortcuts.
Wow. Alright, that's good. Okay. Can I just not do a touched event on a local in the local script? Oh.
I thought that's where you had to do it.
No, it works in a server script. Is this local script not being executed because it's not parented to anything meaningful? It's in the workspace. I think that's the reason.
I thought it is parented to a model. That should be fine.
It's in the workspace. Local script should only execute if they're like in player GUI or somewhere else, right? Scripts will execute out here, isn't that right?
I thought they would also execute. Why don't you just do a hello world just to confirm that? And just add another local script. Or just, do it like that.
Nope.
Oh, you haven't joined? Okay.
Alright, that's kind of irritating. Okay, so this teleport business wants to happen in a local script. It said it should be in a local script or on the client. It didn't say it had to be. Okay, so the lazy thing to do is just to...
Well, it also said should not be done on the server, right?
Yeah, well... Let's see if it works, and then we'll worry about whether it should be or should not be. Woohoo! Oh, what? Forbidden. Oh, I'm in studio. Yeah, that's fine. Oh. Do you know how to get rid of that menu, Billy, on a Mac? I don't know how to tell it that that dialog box should always be allowed. There must be some way, but...
Yeah, I haven't ever looked into that. But it seems like it's universal in that, like if you open a Zoom meeting or something, whenever there's like an app link, seems like a security thing. So like, you should only allow a browser link to execute something on your computer if you trust it or something.
What? Teleport Terror script. Okay, I typed something strange. Oh, well.
It said line 32. Is that the wrong script? Wasn't it in a? It was in a script, not a local script, right? Do you still have the error?
Yeah.
Workspace.teleport.script.
Maybe it's got the old version of this.
Yeah, you might be looking for one.
Yeah. I'll put it back in a script anyway. While I'm here. Let's have a look. Is anything weird here? Did I type a funny character somehow? Teleport service, get teleport setting. I think it's your cool suggestion, Billy. Yeah, looks okay to me. Alright. I should have made sure I was actually printing this. No matter. be a genius and move this spawn location while we're working on this.
Just make running faster.
I knew you were going to say that. I was waiting. Okay. I think I should do
Finger wagging.
it. Should not be used on the server. Oh, okay.
Still works anyway, maybe?
No, it gave me the spawn location text, so it's going to put me back in. Yeah. Alright, I give in.
We had to do it in a local script, but what was the problem? It just doesn't run.
No, it's fine. I'm just being lazy. I can just split it across 2 scripts. It's not a big deal. But
Was there a remote event?
yeah, so but I need to figure out where to put the local script, and I want to have this. I'll just check the time. We're in the tea break, I guess. That's all right. I'll keep going with this.
I'm go and have some lunch and I'll be back in a little bit.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, I should just not use the deprecated thing. That's the lesson. And with optional arguments, if I specify, I mean, I can't just specify one and rely on the type checking, right? I'd have to specify this and that, even if I don't want to specify this. I don't really know how that's going to be passed on the other end.
I'm confused with the questions.
Okay, so this function, teleport to private server, has a bunch of optional arguments. I want to pass this one, teleport data. I don't care about this one. I mean, in Python with named arguments, I can just specify that one and not specify this one. But since they're specified by position, I should pass something for this, right? And I can't.
You might be able to just use nil.
Oh, nil. Okay.
So it'd be nil, comma, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just one, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. Where's get teleport data? Yep, makes sense. Okay, so here though, the player, I need to maybe like attach some information to the player. What's the best way of doing that? So when they spawn...
But you can attach some information.
Well, so when the player gets into the server, they'll have teleport data associated to them.
Okay.
And then I want to get that and somehow have it available in this script, which is going to do the teleporting. I mean, I can only use TeleportService on the server, so this script, which is doing the teleporting, needs to know the information the player carried in with them. And I could just put something on player added to put that information somewhere. I suppose I could just...
Gotcha.
I could call a remote event here. Maybe that's the easiest thing to do, yeah. Well, yeah, and then have a dictionary. That'll work. Maybe it's not the best thing to do, but okay. Local set return spawn location. Whatever. Oh, it's that. All right. Let's see. Okay. Okay. I guess I should wait for the player to finish coming in or something. Um, what? Get teleports. This documentation is not easy to understand. Don't understand. Should I be waiting for something here?
I make it a personal rule to never touch the teleport API. So it's always been bad. I think something like 10% of teleports just fail.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've noticed. Maybe not 10%, but it isn't rare. And some of them take, the variance on the amount of time they take is very high.
Yeah.
I mean, but there's nothing basic I'm doing wrong here, is there? I mean, this local script, I could wait for like a while, or wait for... Putting player added here is just pointless, right? I mean, this local script should...
Yeah, you shouldn't have to do that. I'm not sure.
I mean, it's possible this API just doesn't work anymore. There's like two slightly different versions in the docs, so maybe they just stopped caring about one of them. Am I doing something wrong here? Teleport options, set, teleport data. See anything obviously wrong with that?
Yeah, I'm comparing that code to the docs, and I mean that's exactly what it is. My only guess would be that the server would be doing something wrong.
Let's try waiting a long time. It's pretty annoying, these things that can only be tested in live servers.
Oh yeah, well there was a time when you could teleport in studio to any game and just steal anybody's game.
I see. Okay. Really was the Wild West.
Yeah.
Then presumably you still have access to the console after you do that. No, nothing happened. Well, I guess I haven't waited 10 seconds. Yeah. Huh, that's pretty disappointing. I mean, I can just hard code it.
Like in a data store or something?
Yeah, that's right. I think that's probably smarter anyway. Let's just use the data store for it.
Maybe, is this something a memory store service could be used for?
Yeah, right. I think we're coming up on the end of the time anyway, so maybe I'll leave it at that. Yeah, I think relying on this, the heart doesn't seem to be in this really, so...
Yeah.
So message service allows you to communicate between game servers in the same game. Yeah, I think that's the thing
I
to
assume
do.
that, well, the server might not exist yet to receive the message, is my guess. I've never used it though, so it's worth a try.
Yeah, I wonder if there's like a queue you can, whether this topic just continues to exist even if you don't. But otherwise the data store, although, the data store is so slow that if they go into the server and then go back through the teleport quickly, they could easily do that before the destination to teleport back to has been set, but then maybe that's not such a drama.
Hey, you still going?
Yeah, we're just about to stop so we can talk about other things.
How'd you go?
Well, yeah, not well. So we don't see any obvious problem, but when we put on the client this local script that's supposed to get this teleport data, it just gets nil. So maybe there's something I'm doing wrong here.
Lame.
Sorry?
I just said lame.
Lame, yeah. So in principle, should then via this remote event be able to tell the server what the origin spawn was, and then the server was going to store it in a dictionary here. But yeah, it doesn't. Maybe I'm doing something dumb. What we were just discussing was the possibility of using either data stores or this message service to pass the message. But yeah, Ethan's point was that the messages, maybe you can only receive them if you're alive when they're sent, in which case this new private server won't be able to receive them. We can just use the data store for it. I think that's probably fine. Because we have a code for this private server anyway. We can use that as a key and then just drop a message in that Dropbox, and then the private server picks it up.
Right.
And it can just read the data store. Yeah, I mean that's easy, right? So on the server it'll write into, let's see, why not just do it now? So how long are these codes? I saw one, they're pretty long. I don't have any other way of identifying it beyond the code. Maybe I'll just use that as the key. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. Please don't tell anybody I'm doing this. So it's going to then look this up, get rid of this teleport data. Okay, so then here, what we're going to do is scrap this local script. Scrap this. What we're going to do is, yeah, and just look that up. Oh, do I know my own code? No. Does a private server know its own code? Or I could save it with the player ID. Right? Yeah. So I'll use pocket dot toString player user ID. And then this get async is going to, yeah, that's right. Okay, so if origin spawn, well, okay, this better work because I'm out of time. Well, spelling mistakes don't help. Oh, this is only happening when it's created. That wouldn't have worked. Okay. Is there some way within Studio, for example, to examine data stores? There must be a plugin for that, right?
Yeah, there's a plugin called, I can't think of it now. And it's a really good plugin for doing exactly that. I'll find the link.
Yeah, that'd be great. Because there's always during development a bunch of keys that I'm using, and then I leave them and probably forget about them forever. It'd be good to clean that up as well as examine things in these kinds of situations.
Oh, well, so this only lets you view data whose keys that you know.
Oh, I mean, there is a function in the data store to get a list of keys, so it seems like that wouldn't be too difficult to build into a plugin. But
Oh, I think.
yay!
I actually don't know if it has that.
Oh, but
How many Robux do you have?
enough for a plugin, I think. 4,000 or so.
Okay.
I don't know why that last bit didn't work. It got it from the data store, but then the last teleport to spawn by name. Origin spawn. Did I not change the name of the spawn location? That'd be embarrassing. No, I did. Alright, anyway, maybe we'll leave it at that. It should work. Okay, I'll stop the recording, and you're there now, Billy?